Hi everybody, it's Brian Medford with AutoTrader Classics. I'm here at Streetside Classics in Powder Springs, Georgia, taking a look around at the cars they've got here in their showroom, and I found something that is different. Now, I've actually talked about these cars before. This is an Excaliber, but this is not an Excaliber like I've seen or talked about before. A lot of the cars I've seen that were built by Excaliber were either rebodied Lincoln Town cars or some other, drivetrain setup. This actually looks like a coach-built car. I've been crawling all over this car trying to figure out, what did they hack apart to build this thing out of? And other than the small block Chevy sitting under the hood, I have no idea. I mean, I would really need to crawl around this car to figure out, is it rolling on a Monte Carlo chassis? Is it definitely not a Corvette chassis? Is it a Camaro chassis underneath? I can't tell because the bodywork is all custom. All the bodywork is purely Excaliber. A lot of these cars, what you'd see is from about the cowl forward will be this old, nice, classic design, big fenders, upright hood and radiator. And then from about the back window back would be completely custom set up just for Excaliber. And what you'd have in the middle here would be the cab. And it would be pretty much as you'd find in the middle of, say, a town car or some of the later years, a Mustang, maybe even a Camaro. But what we've got here is what looks like an old school sports car. I mean, really, we've got nice seats, we've got a nice gauge cluster. Everything in this car says just Excaliber. And I like that. I like that. And I know that the drivetrain underneath this car is something I can just go to the local parts store and pick up parts. I can go to Napa and get a radiator hose for this car. I can go take a look around and get brakes for this car. I can get taillights for this car. I see the taillights on here. I'm not sure where they come from, but I know I can buy those. I'm taking a look at this car and it's fiberglass, I'll admit. Some people have a thing against fiberglass. I don't have a problem with it. Kind of cool though. Hood's metal, very cool, especially this one. Punched louvers, I like that. But look at the bright work. Look at the front of this car. If you take a look at this car and compare it to something from the 20s, take a look at something from the early 30s. Take a look at the headlights, the horns, the driving lights, the nice upright grille. This has style to it. This is a stately vehicle. But one of the best things about these Excalibers is you can drive this every single day and not worry about having to, fiddle with it too much. This is a modern car with old school flair. And this is the kind of, I got a buddy that has been looking for one of these cars, and I'm going to tell him that there's one here and he's lost his excuse to not buy it. And you could drive this to work every day, get decent gas mileage, be able to work on it no problem. And when you park this sucker in the parking garage, you know that you have the only one. I live here in Atlanta. When I'm on 285, I like knowing that I'm the only person on that whole stretch of road driving a car just like mine. You drive this, you're going to be the only person in the state on the road with one of these.